welcome on back. Today on RageAffects Radio, we are going to be talking to a good friend of mine. He's been a streamer friend of mine for a few years now. He goes by Mr. B, or if you follow his Twitch name, it's X Mr_BX. We call him Mr. B. And he is a great dude. I appreciate you guys for checking out this episode. If you know who Mr. B is, don't have to explain that he's a great guy all around. For those that don't know who he is, Mr. B is a variety streamer that enjoys the grind. You're going to hear a lot of Tarkov talk in this episode. Mr. B is addicted to it right now. And I just want you guys to enjoy this conversation as two friends come together and have a talk and just enjoy it. I know I said it a few times, but it can't get much better than this. Two good friends sitting down, having a conversation, and recorded for you guys to listen in. So, without further ado, here's me talking to Mr. B. Like, I stopped posting on TikTok for I think 3-4 weeks, and then yesterday and the past few days I've been talking to a partner guy, a friend of mine, Formidable.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, you should just get back into it, man. He's like, just start posting, post 3 days a week. Here's my tips on how I do it. It's like, okay, or 3 days. He's like, post 3 times a day. And then I asked him
I feel
how he
like
posts on YouTube. He posts 1 on YouTube a day, and then like so on and so forth.
I'm gonna be I'm gonna
I know how you like to do your content. You just post them whenever you get them.
Yeah,
it works for you though. I don't know why it works for you.
If that's something you want to talk about in the thing, like I can explain. Yeah. Oh, okay. So basically, the reason why I do it. Okay, so if I pull up my Twitch, or not my Twitch, my TikTok right now, right? So where's my TikTok app? There it is. I pull up my TikTok app if it wants to load. I'm not logging in, so I am just going to check on my phone. So if you actually go to my TikTok and you actually see my algorithms, I don't post very often.
No,
at all. And if I do, it's it's game clips, because that's what I do. I play games. I like playing games.
Yeah.
So the most recent one was 383 views. It's not a lot. It's a lot for like small people. I only have like 290 followers. It's like quite a bit.
The most barely over you, and I get around that. Yeah,
and the highest one I've ever had was like 4,000. And so my most recent, so my last one was November, and I got 700 views on that one.
Yeah.
And then the one before that was the same day, November, 700 views, and then the next day after, or the last time was October. So I usually do like wait a month and I'll post some stuff, but it seems when I don't post for something for a few weeks at a time, it will automatically kind of like get up there and do your thing. And it usually
that's what happened to me. Like, I posted yesterday, and the first video I posted was me. I don't know if you were in the stream for that, but like, you see how I got the curtains and shit up?
Yeah.
I was like, look, Bryn, it's a green wall. And then I hit a button. I was like, now it's a galaxy. And Rin hit a sound alert. It got 700 views. I posted 2 more that day, 250. And there was nothing special about it. But I hadn't posted in a month.
Yeah.
And I find if you take a break, the second you post a video, I didn't get a lot more likes on it, which doesn't make sense. Like, the videos all 3 videos got around the same likes. But one was condensed down into 250-ish, 300. And then the first one was 600 plus views. It only got the same amount of likes with no comments, no like favorites or anything. So there's nothing different about those. I use similar hashtags in a way. Like Formidable was telling me he uses the FYP hashtag and then the For You page hashtag. So like types it out. and then also uses hashtags that are related to the clip specifically. So that's what I've been doing. It has gained me a few follows though, because I was at 304 and I'm at 308, and that's just one day posting. I gained 4 in one day. It's kind of cool because for a while I was gaining no traction whatsoever on TikTok. That's why I stopped. I was getting fed up of it. I was putting in, I'd stream from I don't know, I'd stream from 6 p.m. Eastern to 11 and then edit from 11 to 1 and then post them the next day and get like no views, nothing out of it. And it's like, it's counterproductive in my opinion, but at the same time, it is 200 plus people that have seen my stuff every time I post something. So it's like, I need to look at it differently starting this year. That's what I'm doing.
Like at a certain point, at me and you being like a small content creator, like when you don't get views, you just want to take it down.
It's discouraging in a way.
It's like awful.
Listen, I watch my wife's For You page. Okay. I look at it, and her lives, like the TikTok lives, are the creepiest, weirdest shit. And I'm like, how the fuck did these people get 1,000 followers? Then I go to her page and it's this like, and I don't mean to be an ass, but these weird people that are doing shitty dances or shitty covers, and they're not a good singer, and he's getting hundreds of thousands of likes. And you're like, this doesn't make sense. You're making these people have false fame. This is not fame, but they feel famous. Like, this is terrible. But then we're like, let's post a really fucking funny clip that like has everybody we send it to laughing their ass off, or it's and then it's like 200 views. You're like, I don't know what to do about this anymore. It's like, I'm done, man. I'm so fucking fed up of it.
It's hard to get the algorithm right. like when I look at my For You,
even YouTube,
the For You page now is all fucked up. All I'm seeing is like those like TikToks of those guys that are like fiddling with something, but also have like a TV show or a movie scenes.
Dude, I've thought so hard about maybe doing that.
Just to get the
1,000 followers so I can start going live on TikTok. I want it.
Oh, I'm like, I get it. It's smart, but at the same time, like, okay, it hooks me. I watch them because I'm like, I haven't seen
the whole fucking thing every time.
Yeah, I'll go to their fucking page and fucking watch it. I'm like, oh, bro, they hooked me.
The whole series.
They hooked me. No,
it's like, I've seen this a million times, but I want to watch it again.
Yes, and then sometimes I don't even watch the fucking thing. I watch what they're doing because I'm like, what are they doing? This is kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, they're like cutting kinetic sand or something, and you're like,
they're sharpening something, or they're like fixing something. I'm like, if it's just fixing something, I would personally being as like mechanical background,
nobody else likes to watch that shit by itself.
Watch it. I know, so it's like a 2-for-1.
It's also the fact that people are using the sound for that video. So it's putting them in the same pool. So I don't even use sounds for my video anymore. I use my own original sounds, because I noticed that even using someone else's music doesn't get me anything else.
No,
it gets me nothing. Unless it's extremely related to that, it gets me nothing. So I don't even put them now. I use my own audio.
It's one of those things where like obviously me and you
got to do it more for fun.
Yeah, and that's what I'm kind of doing is but like also we've known each other like 3 years close.
Yeah,
I'm very picky when it comes to content.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one.
I'm like,
it's gotta be funny. It's gotta be
funny, or it has to be really good, or I won't post it.
Yeah.
And like, I think it's funny at the time because like everybody's laughing.
The longer you sit on it too.
And then I'll sit on it, and like, that's what I do a lot of the times. Like, I find something funny and everybody finds it funny. Like, oh, you should clip that. I clip it, and then I won't post it because I'll rewatch it. If it doesn't make me laugh after it happened, it's not funny.
and what's funny is that I'm betting you it is, but you're so hard on yourself about it that
probably.
Yeah, you're hard on yourself about it. But I mean, that's not a bad thing though. It's not a bad thing. It means that if it makes you laugh after you've already done it and laughed about it the original time, and you laugh again, most likely people are gonna laugh. Like, you got a 98% chance it's gonna fucking make someone laugh.
Yeah, hopefully. Like,
we cross our fingers, right? We cross our fingers. So
that's basically.
Speaking about that, because I know I had a really good question. I was thinking about stuff last night, and this is like a 2 a.m. thought that I had because I was playing games with Rin last night for other stuff. And I feel like I know the answer, but I want to know again, how were you introduced to HFCGG?
So the way I was introduced to the HFCGG is Herb. So if anybody knows Herb, which is OG Frost, one of my really good friends.
I've talked about him on the podcast. I need to get him on a show at some point because I've mentioned him 3 times already. You're the 3rd episode, by the way.
He is one of my like real good friends. I met him for how old? Oh fuck, I don't even know. I met him before his daughter was born, or right as she was born. So
the
whatever. The firstborn.
Shit, you've known him for a while.
Yeah, I've known Herb for a long time. I met Herb on Xbox playing.
So you don't know him. You're not like Rin. Rin knew Helgard and OG Frost personally. Like you went to school with them.
Yeah, no, I met him
online
Xbox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I met him playing Overwatch comp, the first Overwatch. So
it was either Overwatch or Super Smash.
It was Overwatch, and our friendship grew. We started talking. You know, obviously, this day and age, people find friends online all the time. When we were growing up,
online.
Well, like when we were growing up, my parents are like, "Don't talk to anybody online. You know, you don't know who they are." yeah, bro.
Now we're over here talking to strangers every day, man.
Like most like my closest friends, like you and Mando and fucking everybody I've met online. Fucking we got you, Mando, Rin, Herb, the guys that I've been playing Tarkov with. I've known for almost a decade. I met them on Destiny.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
These are Destiny crew guys.
Yes.
Jesus Christ,
people I lived with when I first met you, I met them on Destiny.
Hold on, you met them on Destiny and then moved in with them?
Well, like we knew each other for 4 years. So my buddy Andrew and Brandy. So the crew's long. I'm not gonna name all of them, but like Danny, Andrew, and Brandy and B. But B came in afterwards. But those 3 I lived with, and the way it worked was. Andrew, I grew up in Wisconsin. That's where I'm from. I'm from Wisconsin. Andrew is from Illinois, and Brandy is from Wisconsin. Andrew and Brandy started dating. Once they started dating, they were doing their own thing. Brandy moved down to Illinois, and then after that, we realized that it was only 2 hours away. So usually twice a month, I would go down to Illinois for a weekend and hang out with them, and then they would come back up to Wisconsin and hang out for a weekend, and we did that for 2-3 years. So
the amount of money spent on gas alone just to go visit each other every weekend.
And like I used to take my old like 1993 Chevy fucking 5-speed fucking down the highway going like 80 fucking making that like I always raced. I was like, all right, it says I'm gonna be there at 5. I'm gonna get there at 4:30. That's how I like meet people. Mm-hmm. And so back to the question is I used to stream on Mixer on Xbox.
Is that how you started?
Kind of. I wouldn't say I did it more or less for like I was like dipping my toes into the streaming pool, and so I didn't do so hot.
Did you know about streaming before you started, or did someone tell you about it?
I knew.
For me, it was like what was it? I had found out about it from somebody, and somehow I ended up like being like, oh yeah, I want to stream. And they're like, do you even know what that is? Like, fuck no, but I'm gonna figure it out. And I like bought like a shitty fucking gaming computer, and I hooked my PS4 up with a capture card, and I went to town on it. And that's what I started with, was a PS4.
So I started streaming before like streaming became like super duper popular on Mixer. Like it was popular, but it wasn't like popular. Like streaming became very popular during the pandemic.
Well, yeah, pandemic brought in like so much, it's hard to
thousands upon thousands of streamers. No one had nothing to do. Everybody
everybody had video games at home and nothing else to do with their lives.
Exactly. And the only reason I got a PC was because I was working and got my stimulus check. So I was able to afford like a $2,000 PC.
So before
Like,
that, you said you were what, streaming on an Xbox?
yeah, but I wasn't streaming on Twitch. I was streaming on
No, on
Mixer.
Mixer,
And
but it was through an Xbox, so directly through the Xbox.
yes, so it wasn't the greatest. I never had like I had a camera and stuff like that, but it just like it never went anywhere, and I stopped.
Too bad
It was
Mixer's down.
dumb.
I'd fucking go get those. I'd go find the old clips of you fucking streaming on Mixer.
Yeah, but I think I had maybe like 20 followers and stuff like that.
Mixer picked up quick whenever Ninja got taken in.
And then
it
was
died so much faster. It died so quick. It was stupid.
But so like I said, I started streaming there and then I stopped. But obviously me and Herb were friends. I saw he started streaming again.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him about it. He's like, yeah, you should get back into streaming. I'm like, I don't know, bro. I'm like, it was kind of hard the first time. He's like, well, you need to get yourself into a group. I'm like, I don't know anybody with a group. He's like, I'm in a group. I was like, okay. He's like, but there's stipulations. So I was like, all right. You had to have 50 followers. You had to become, fucking affiliate, yeah, and stuff like that. And that was the only way you could get in. I was like, all right. So I bust my ass for a week, fucking got everybody I knew, fucking made an account, fucking started following me. Had, the minimum of 5 people watching you for X amount of time.
3 people, and then having to stream 7 different days of the week, year, month, or whatever.
So it took me maybe like a week to do it, and then I got it, and now I'm here.
Nice. That's interesting because it's funny how that worked when I got introduced into HFCG, and I feel like this might get repetitive for people that are listening, but I'm going to explain it again because I don't think we ever really talked about it. It was Tyler Man that introduced me. But that was because Sam
was in it.
I don't know how the fuck they found out about it though.
So the way it is Sam used to work for Herb.
Okay.
Work for or work with. I think it was both.
Okay. So she knew him.
Oh, yeah, she knew him.
That's how that. Okay. So I got introduced into it. And then when I reached out to Helgard, this is the funniest shit. I really wish I would have went back and read this before we started. But I reached out to him and I was like, hey man, I heard that you're starting a group. Tyler Man told me to reach out to you. Like, what's it all about? And he starts explaining it. I went, listen, I said, I don't know if this is, I was like, I'm on edge with it. I said, and here's why. I said, because if I join, I said, you're the leader, right? And I'm the biggest streamer you're going to have. I was like, and I told him like this, I said, you realize the amount of community people I'm bringing to you, be a part of your group that's going to get it. And he was like, well, there's supposed to be a cut. No. I was like, okay, but I'm not doing this for the cut. I'm telling, like, I'll do it. I'm telling you, just be aware that I am bringing more to the plate than what you can offer me. So this is more of like, this is more me giving you guys shit,
an opportunity.
Yeah, to like grow your communities. Cause like I had already 1K followers and shit like that. I was like, you guys, like Helgard had like 100. Herb had like 100. Sam had like maybe 150. Like you were still new. Like, I was like 1K. I was like, I wasn't big. And like, I was trying to tell him like, listen, don't take it like I'm trying to tell you that I'm a big fucking streamer. I'm not. I got the same averages as you guys. But throughout the month, I get more people that'll stop by my Discord than what he probably had in his stream. And I was like, we can use that, right? But I found like it got really demandative in a way. Like we ended up having to be there all the time.
It wasn't bad. Like it wasn't bad.
Wrong. We met great people. Like we're all friends with everybody.
Yes,
except for Sam, because I mean that is a whole nother conversation I don't even touch anymore.
I sometimes if she streams, I'll stop in and say hi. And,
I don't go by her stream at all. I unfollowed her. I have my reasons. There's things that I know about her and Tyler's relationship that, anyways. But
I digress.
Yeah, it's just I tend to avoid all that because I don't want to have to deal with it anymore.
No, completely understandable.
She was a good person. She was a good person. When we gamed with her, it was fucking fun. When we gamed with anybody, we got the chance to. It was fun. And I wish we could have kept going, but at the same time, everybody kind of just got, I think everybody was getting burnt out / demotivated to even do it.
Yeah,
And then it just like all of a sudden nobody wanted to show up to like the game nights.
It was more or less, I think what it was it became more of a job than like,
it was no longer fun.
It like, obviously, like, I don't know, you can like, no, the real question is like, do you see like streaming as a job?
Oh, I do to an extent. I used to take it too serious.
I take it more of as a hobby. If I get anything with it, that's fine. But like, would I like something to come out of it? Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
For me, it's so when I started streaming, I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna play games. Mind you, I was in a tough spot when I started streaming. We were in a financial situation where I was like, the money would be great. So I was like, I'm gonna do this and maybe I'll make some money off of it, you know?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, but I didn't expect anything out of it. And the first year and a half, I didn't make a single fucking dime.
Yeah.
Like I get a subscription here, a subscription there, but at first, now, if anybody's listening, the payout threshold is $50.
Which is nice, but at the same time,
it used to be $100. It took me a year and a half to accumulate $100.
Yeah.
So I could have gotten that a lot sooner being at 50, but it is what it is. And like I started, it was okay. Then I met Tyler and shit went nuts. When Tyler found the channel, he instantly, I don't even know how Tyler found it through Tombstone. I think I found Tombstone through another streamer. So it's like, everybody's been, it's like a fucking beaten path kind of thing. And
yeah,
Tyler instantly started to be over generous. I mean, in a year and a half, 500 gifted subs, almost 1,000 donated, 75K plus bits. So like, to me, all of a sudden it's like getting that amount of money. It's why I have the shit I have today, a lot of it. And that at that point I was like, this is a job. Like I can make this a job if this keeps going.
Yeah.
But then once he stopped, I was still considering it a job and I wasn't making that money anymore. And I was like, well, fuck, I need to like, and I burnt myself out. Now I do take it as a job to an extent of it's one of my pastimes that I've been working on for 4 years. It's hard at 4 years to look at this and go, yeah, it's just a hobby. I'll do whatever. Because I want to have goals. I want to get places. I want to do stuff. But I will say it's more of a hobby than it is a job now. I just keep a schedule like a job, but enjoy it like a hobby.
Yeah.
It's like an in-between thing you almost got to find. You got to find that balance. You can't, until you're relying on that income 24/7 to pay your bills, you shouldn't be full in job. It should be a balance. Because if it's not, you're going to, I mean, I burnt myself out multiple times. Look at October. I streamed every fucking day of October of 2022. Yeah. I took a week. I took 12 days I took off. It was the best 12 days of my life. I haven't had 12 days to relax in 4+ years because of streaming. Because when I started streaming, I used to stream 7 days a week. I streamed 7 days a week. I used to go home. I used to get up in the morning, go to work for 9, get off at 5, go home, grab supper, start stream at 6.
Yep.
Stream till 1, 2 in the morning, go to bed, wake up, walk to the store, grab a Monster, go to work 9 to 5, go home, start streaming again. Streaming to 3 people, 2 people, 3 people, 2 people. Fucking 6-8 hour streams every day, 7 days a week. My wife was pissed. She'd be fucking angry all the time. I didn't understand why it took a year and a half for her to finally go, dumbass, like, need to fucking stop. It's like your bags under your eyes are 10 feet fucking long. You have no motivation to do anything other than stream and fucking work. Like, I haven't seen you in a year and a half. Like,
it looks like you got punched in the face multiple times.
Oh, man.
I get it.
It was terrible.
So when I first started streaming, obviously, I never had a streaming schedule.
Yeah,
I always
you just streamed whenever. I was on your ass about that schedule.
Yeah. So I used to stream, and like for like the longest time, I would stream every single day.
Yeah.
every single day, and we would go into the wee hours of the morning. But then it started fucking with, I had a full-time job. I fucking had to get up super early, and like I was getting fucking cranky all the time. I didn't want to do
Games
anything.
get on your nerves. You get fucking mad
every time. And like then like on top of me streaming, I had to like get away and do a team stream,
Oh
and
man, yeah. Oh,
I like it was a pain. And then I stopped streaming for a little bit because it wasn't even like that much to myself. It was just I wasn't having fun, and I was treating it like two jobs instead of one and a hobby. So I took a break and fucking stopped streaming for
I think you needed to find your gaming passion though, because you used to just play whatever. You were in the same boat as me. You relied on other people to be there with you in a way to play games. Like you played Apex, you wanted to have people with you.
Yeah.
You know, if you played Call of Duty, you wanted people to be there with you. It was more of a, if there's no one around with you, it kind of gets boring.
The problem I still have the problem. I get hyper focused with a game. So I need somebody to talk to. If I don't have anybody to talk to, I'm just going to pay attention to the game. I'm not even going to pay attention to chat. I'm not going to pay attention to anybody. I'm going to do my thing.
Mrs. Rage is in the same boat right now. She started streaming and like she's having the same issue where like she'll start playing and she's so focused on the game, you almost need to snap her out of it. Like I have to look at her and go, "Hey, speak to your chat. There,
talk to people.
Talk. Open your mouth. Speak. Don't just sit there in silence because it's not nobody's gonna stick around." And I do it sometimes too. Like, but I've learned myself a way to kind of keep myself from losing the retained viewers. Or like if I'm hyper focused and it's something that I'm actually having to pay attention to, I'll just literally be like, "Hey, give me a few minutes. Let me figure this out. If you guys message, I'll read it. But I'm not gonna be talking much for a minute or two. Leave me focus up." That happened to me the other day when I was playing God of War, actually. The boss, the Valkyrie boss took me 2 hours to beat. I extended my stream 2 fucking hours to beat it. Near the end, I was like, I'm just gonna shut up and fucking do this.
And like God of War is like you have to watch the fucking cutscenes. You have to do that. So you can't really like talk. Like, well, you can, but I mean, like I can overtalk the
cutscenes if I want, but I like listening to them. So
well, you've never seen them before, so you want to know what's going on. God of War, any PlayStation games, most of the time are story.
Oh yeah,
and you want to. They're good stories. You don't want to miss anything.
No,
and that's the thing. Is like I like a good story game, but the only like story games that I like is Fallout or like Skyrim.
And it's more open.
Yeah, I like the open world. I can randomly do things and
you like open world style games and like roguelike. So like Tarkov, Dark and Darker.
Yeah,
you're very big into those now.
I'm gonna try the one game you kept pestering me about the ship one. Cycle? No. So the thing is with Cycle, I've watched a lot of things with it. It's really broken. Is like so. Tarkov,
I don't hear much about it anymore. Like after Shroud and them stopped playing it, it was like dead.
Yes, because the problem that they had was like, okay, yes, there's different times that people come in perfectly fine. It's not not a set raid, but the thing that it is it's a set server. Like Tarkov, it's a set server. You're going into this server at this time. You're not coming in at any other given hour. Everybody, if you go in as a P, like, okay, if I like right now, I'm looking, if I go in to customs right now at 1337, I'm going to spawn in with 10 to 12 different, or let's say 10 different people on customs at 1339. I'll come in at 40 minutes. Every time, 40 minutes with everybody else. Now, that game is you go in, it's a pre-server, like it's a pre-time thing already open. There's people in it doing their thing.
And your ship just flies in.
Your ship flies in and people sees it.
And people can just walk up to you and shoot you. I've seen it. It's like, that's what pushed me away from it.
Yes.
And it's Marauders then.
Marauders. I want to try Marauders.
The other day.
Yeah.
It looks really fun.
It does. I like
the only thing that I don't like about it is the ship aspect, because if you're
Yes.
extracting, you have to fly away. You can be shot out of the sky.
Yes. So
I
it
don't
gives it a
like
little more
flying. I
difficulty.
don't like flying games, and that is turning me away from the game entirely.
Yeah. I would have to try it before I could say if it's good or not.
Yeah. Like I'm
But
sure if I had the money and I bought it and I tried it, I would enjoy the combat more than the flying.
yeah.
Maybe if the combat's good enough, I would like say whatever. The flying is like a good 3-4 minutes of the gameplay, but you're sitting in there for an hour fighting kind of thing. It's like you don't notice the flight stuff
It's
that
just
much.
not no, and it's fine. And it's like it gives it a little bit of like
Variety, and it's different.
variety and a little more difficulty. You need to shoot people while you're in the ship to disable the ship so you can board it, which is super cool, but at the same time, like it's gonna be hard. Like like you were saying, I used to be a very big variety streamer.
Yeah.
And the thing I always like look forward to and like what I wanted was I wanted to get the thing that was the hardest thing to get. That's what I want. I want to get this because it's hard. I want to grind for it. I used to not like grindy games. Like I don't like repetitive grindy games, even though Tarkov is kind of repetitive. It's the same thing almost over and over, but it's not.
It is, but it isn't, because every
It's
session
not.
is different.
Yeah, you like okay. So like I said, if I go into customs, there's one boss that goes into customs. That's Sherman. There's 2 places he can be, and it's usually a 4% chance he's going to be there.
Mhm.
So it's like, and the drops are different. Like well, the drops are where they are, but like the things in the drops always different. People, they're going to be different scavs everywhere because they mindlessly wander. So like you know where they're going to be, but you don't
You know
know
where
if they're
they're
actually
supposed
going
to
to be
be
there.
at, but
Yeah.
damn chance of them being there is not really.
Yeah. Did another person already come in and kill him? Did they, and then
Is there a sniper scav fucking ready to beam your head off?
exactly. You gotta look, you gotta check. There's 4 different spots where there's a sniper scav.
And like the looting, like you're saying, for Tarkov too. I mean, we talked about this on the podcast, me and Ren, we got into Tarkov a little bit. And the loot, like in bags and shit, like I've been on a hunt for toilet paper for forever, and it's like a 3 to 4% chance of it being in the bag that I'm looking in.
Yeah.
And it's specific bags. It's gotta be a med bag.
Med bag or like in
Or
the
like player scav, like scavs, or in bathrooms and stuff. But in the med bags, it's a 3 to 4% chance of it being in there.
Yeah.
In that lobby, not for me opening it, in that server.
So there's always a difficult part, and then you gotta fight for like shit. You gotta like, if you go into crack house on customs, you don't know.
Dude,
It's
you're
a
gonna run into people in crack house. Jesus Christ.
50-50. You're gonna be the first one there, or you're gonna be the last one there. There's and you
it
don't
doesn't
know
mean
if
it doesn't matter
there.
which one you are. It doesn't mean you're making it out of there. I'm just
exactly. You might be able to get into the building, and can you get out?
Yeah, and you get out with the stuff.
And then you got the spawn or not spawn campers, the extract campers and stuff like that.
I haven't ran into them a whole lot this.
I've done it once. I'm not gonna lie. I gunned down a guy because like we did a task and we couldn't leave right away, because if you leave,
you need to do the it's just the run through or whatever.
Yeah, you can't do it. So we sat. It was on factory. We're sitting in that like little building. We shut both doors. We're waiting, and it's usually 5 minutes, but we usually wait 10. Just to be on the safe side. And this guy ran in, and my AK fully auto boom, he was running, and you just see the blood all over the wall. He dropped. I'm like, bro, that dude is probably pissed
He's probably pissed, screaming, "Fucking exo campers!"
Yeah, I'm like, I'm so sorry, but if you turned and saw me, you would have shot me. It was me or you, buddy.
There's no way that you would have. That, or you should have. I mean, the other way you could have VoIPed to him and been like, "Hey, friendly, don't shoot me." But
yeah,
chances of
that's another coin flip right there. It's like, yeah, that's cool. Bang bang. Like,
you're so cool. Bang in the head. It's like, gotta give him time to line that shit off.
Loot. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, exactly.
Like most of the time, the things that I do, like the other thing I like to do is I like to like show people how to play the game.
Yeah.
Because if people enjoy the game, they want to come back, and then I'll have more people to play with.
You have been, by the way, you have been on a fucking stupid quest to try and get that like role for Tarkov. Every time people mention it, you're like, I'm trying so hard right now.
I am. There's if and no one knows, there's 2 roles you can get. You can get a helper role or the emissary role. Usually the emissary role is really hard because you have to be the best one in your region.
Yeah.
To get the emissary, it's every wipe the new emissaries, but when you get into a lobby and you see a purple name, that's an emissary. If you see a green name, that's a helper. I'd rather be an emissary, but I'll be okay with, a helper. But I like helping people. If you want to learn how to play, I'll show you how to play.
Have you ever thought about making TikToks that are related to helping beginners with Tarkov?
Yes,
because that would really boost that. By the way,
me and Mando have talked about it. It's just I always forget, like when I do run, like when I run a scav or like something like that. It's you because the only time I really like record anything is when I'm streaming. When I'm streaming, I'm there to drop bodies, get kills, get my loot, get out. And I have other people with me, so I don't really talk because it's comms. Oh, someone's over here, comms, blah blah blah. But one of these, like, I really want to like do YouTube shorts and like YouTube stuff or fucking TikToks of like, hey, because I actually did one right now. I'm doing one right now. I got one where I'm making it. I'm kind of in a campy spot, but I'm there because I'm fucking half naked and someone shot me already. But I killed the scav. Did you know certain scavs carry almost 100K of ruples on them?
Yeah, they can carry.
They're in wallets. So if you see a wallet, just don't leave it. Take it. There could be a lot of money in it. So I'm making something like for like newer people.
One of the things that I would do, like, if I was to get into something like that, and this is just my take on it, is I would try and do one stream where you're doing tips and tricks, and basically you run solo, but everything you're doing is like to create content somewhere. You use one whole session to make, like, you use the whole stream to make tips and tricks, and then you take those and you combine them into my top 5 tricks for YouTube, and then you break those down and turn them into TikToks.
Yep.
And one stream, 1 4-hour stream for you can now be a 6-minute video and 10 TikToks.
Yep.
Like,
well, I have one where I made roughly about 400,000 ruples on stream, and I didn't talk. That's the bad thing. I wasn't talking. I was just running.
You could do voiceover technically, but
that's probably what I'm going to do. And because I have roots, I try to show people my roots, my running routes to get loot while I'm a scav.
Yeah, your running routes have helped me.
So
I've ran them with you. They've helped me.
They're like, they're very common, but like newer people don't know them.
Yeah.
And like once people like know them, like you probably
have more things to shoot at.
Yeah, that too. But like people
like, I hope this blows up so I see everybody running this path. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit in the corner.
But like it's just one of those things where like I'm guessing like you've done a scav by yourself, you ran the route I showed you.
Yeah.
And you've gotten a lot of money. And but it's a hit or miss. It's not every time. It's like you were talking about.
With a scav, because you load in like 16 minutes into the raid and you run the route and you're like, there's nothing.
And like running it as a PMC is a lot more if you're not like fully like chatted up. High risk, you're gonna die because I
think you run through a lot of scav places, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because any of the viewers have never played Tarkov before. There's obviously you be 2 different times. You can play as a PMC, which you play a PMC, or a USEC and a bear, which is 2 different types of the PMC you can play. No, the USEC. But anyways, and then you can play as a scav, which is technically the enemies that you shoot at while you're a PMC. So you can go in, the AIs and stuff like that. You can go in and get loot. So normally you have less of a chance of dying as a scav unless there's a PMC or
Another player scav, or you
another
have
player
bad
scav that
karma.
kills you. Yes. So there's scav karma. You know, there's some people that don't really care about it, which, you know, hey, it's a game. You do what you want. Having good scav karma helps a lot better, but you know, people will just shoot you for your loot as a scav, and it is what it is. But when you play as a PMC, you have to deal with other PMC people. You got to deal with scavs, player scavs, and it's just a higher risk of finding loot getting out as a PMC as than a scav.
Yeah.
But when you do good and you have like good KD and you can go in and kill people and get out, most of the times you go in, do your tasks and leave. You don't really loot too often. But when you go in as a PMC and you find like people with loot and you loot it, and you can get a lot of money, you can sell the dead person's stuff if you don't want it. So, and then doing a scav also, you know, I've done it. There's a big problem of like the people I'm playing with. And you have the same problem, is you become very loot scared.
Mm-hmm.
You get really, really good stuff. And like, I mean, like top tier gear, and you just don't want to lose it. You're like, this is really hard to find.
Or like one quest item that you've ran 20 times for, and then you finally get it.
And you don't want to finish it. You're like, because one of them is the prepper one, where you have to go into what is it? You got to go into the director's office and grab that thing and take it out,
man.
And then after that, you have to go into factory and plan it. But if you die in factory,
you have to redo the whole thing over again
and redo the whole thing. So it's a one quest, 2 map style quest, and it's hard, and people don't like. It's not hard. If you know what you're doing, you can get it done pretty quick. But if you don't have the key to open the door, it takes a couple weeks. You have to sit there, wait. You have to run over there, check the door's open or not. You got to look for the key and that stuff. But I didn't find the key this wipe.
I haven't found one either.
But I was just doing another different quest. I was killing scavs on customs, and I'm like, you know what? My extract's over here. I'm like, I'm gonna go over to Big Red and I'm gonna check it out. It was open. So I went up, grabbed it, fucking went in, took all my gear off, went into a factory, the same thing, got it done.
Nice.
Easy. So, but it's one of those things where people get loot scared and they don't want to lose their loot, which is, you know, I get it. You shit on this kid and he had real good loot and you don't want to lose it because he lost his because you took it. But at the same time,
someone else is definitely better than me at a shot in this lobby.
And like I've had it already. Like I had built up MDR with a voodoo 1 to 4 times or 1 to 6 times scope, M569 ammo, 6 mags, looted a level 4 vest, level 4 helmet, went into like fucking interchange. I walked 3 feet, fucking dropped.
Yeah.
Dude spawned like not too far away, ran over and just dropped me like a sack of potatoes, bro. And that happened to
me the other day, but I got away from it. I survived and got away, but then I got shit on because I had broken legs. Yeah,
and it's just one of those things where it's like I was playing with a buddy. I'm like, hey, where are you? He's like, oh, I'm up here. I'm like, okay. I'm getting like, there's 3 people, like 3 guys just rotated around me. I damaged 2 of them. I couldn't do anything. They were just lighting me up and like broke my legs. I'm like cripple walking just randomly, like hip fire. And I'm like, I'm gonna take one of you with me. And I got fucking shotgun in the back of the head.
Oh my God.
And I look over and he's just like up the hill, like going to his task. I'm like, I'm dead. Where were you? You left me.
You left me. He's like, but the task, it's more important.
Yeah. He's like, I'm coming back. I'm like, don't. And then he died.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So it's just, it's a hard game. I like hard games. And
yeah, you like really hard games. I don't mind doing them, but I have so much shit that I want to do that.
Yeah.
Hard to get behind the big grind whenever you have 1,001 things you want to do.
Yeah, and that's where my like random like open play game, like my like variety streamer became closed once I started like really grinding those hard games. And like the thing that sucks for me is like my community is small but very like close knit, and like Like when I go live, it's the same people that come by and they say hi and they stay for a while and they're like, oh, well, you should play this game. You should do this. You should do that.
Don't do it.
I'm like, I know you guys want me to play this game, but I'm not I like playing this game. This is my game. This is what I want to do.
I did that for a while. So I don't know if you were strongly around when that happened, but for a while I was like, I'd make polls and be like, guys, what do you want me to play? Like, these are the games that I have. You guys pick, and I'll play. And I would get like 15 votes on like a specific single player game. I go live. I talk for a bit. I'm sitting there and I'm watching the viewer and I'm like, talking, get into the game, start playing the game, do a full stream, look at the average too. Like the 15 people voted for this specific game at this time and nobody showed up. It's like, nobody? 15 people and not who? Like, what the fuck? Like, so I stopped doing that because of that reason. I'm going to play games that I want to play. Like, I had a viewer said in the Discord, like, we're starting God of War beginning of January. She's like, oh, fuck, God of War gross. So I was like, well, sorry, but that's the game I want. You don't show up for the next 3 weeks because of that. That's on you. But, I'm playing God of War because I'm a big God of War fan. I have the Chaos Blades. I have them. I own them. Like, when Kratos got his fucking Chaos Blades in God of War 2018, I was sitting here giddy as shit. I was like a girl, like a girl getting makeup on Christmas. Like it was, oh my God, I was excited. But one of the things that I find interesting, so just to kind of take another little quick thing, is because I'm busy as shit.
Yeah, always.
I work 3 jobs right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of them, which is Podcast Bay, sponsor this. Okay. So I'm going to say this for everybody else that's listening, because I know you probably don't plan on starting a podcast. Like no, you like
maybe one day,
maybe.
I would,
you know what? You know who to reach out to. You know who to reach out to me.
Yeah. I would like to. I would like to, like, I like talking. I like talking about random things. But I like talking about games. And like, if I would do a podcast, it would be like for Tarkov and stuff like that.
You know what? Maybe we'll bring you back then, because me and Rin, is the way the podcast is working is that one episode is a streamer like podcast where I bring on like a guest and we talk about their story and what they like to do and stuff. And then we do a game review. We did Tarkov last week. So we didn't go in depth with it. Like, this conversation was a little bit more in depth than that one, and that one was an hour long.
Yeah.
We talked about like the game mechanics and stuff like that,
which is fantastic. It's not the greatest.
Like, it was like we talked about it to let people know that, hey, like, Tarkov's not as easy as you guys make it seem. These guys make it seem easy. But listen, there's a lot to it.
But there's a lot of keys that I had to remember. Yeah, it took a long time.
There's a lot. Even me, I go in and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But like, I do kind of got to give them a little shout out. Podcast Bay sponsors it, so basically they're paying for everything they do. They do show notes, they do I do the editing, but it's the company that does it technically. But it doesn't cost me anything. They're taking all the costs on it. So
sound like a wonderful company.
Yep. So if anybody does want to start a podcast, or you have one and you need help with it, you reach out to Podcast Bay. Their show notes will be in the description, because I got to. And if I don't, he'll kick me out. No, he won't. But I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, I love them. I've worked for them for years and off and on. And
I've heard nothing but positive things, because I've been with you when you were editing stuff. You're like, this
I still do now. I'm back to editing.
Yeah, and it's enjoyable. You like it, and it's like
a lot of learning. Like with people that are like, editing podcasts must be boring. You know the amount of shit I've learned in the last fucking 4 years that I didn't know before.
Plus, you get to hear it before it comes out.
Yeah, I get to hear the shitty quality. I get to hear them stumble over their words, which you guys don't get to hear, because I'm the one that's going, no, that's stupid. Don't say that. Don't say that.
No,
shit. But the one thing that I started asking everybody this. I mean, we talked about it already. We already talked about it, but I mean, You
You can
started
circle back.
streaming. You started streaming on Mixer with an
Yep.
Xbox.
Yes.
And then you said, what was it? Once the pandemic hit,
I got the stimulus check.
you bought yourself a rig.
Yep.
Is it the same rig you have today?
Yes, it is. It is my I can't remember the actual case, but I got 1660 Ti. I got 32 gigs of Corsair RAM. I got it was brand new at the time when I got it, but I got the i7 700.
Yeah, which is actually, I think it's equivalent to mine, and mine's the i9.
Yeah,
which I'm mad about, by the way.
Yours just has more cores.
Yeah,
I think it's better with the cooling.
Yeah.
My motherboard's a Tomahawk, I'm pretty sure. Tomahawk 7 something. I don't know. For the longest time. Well, we've been streaming together for 2 years.
Yeah.
3 going on 3. I only had 500 gigs of SSD.
You upgraded
finally this year I got an MSD M.2 card of 1 terabyte. No, 2 terabyte, I think.
Even still, the M.2, the loading times on those for games is stupid.
I know, it's fantastic.
Great, especially for a game like Tarkov.
Yeah, and like I think I need to
delete and re-download mine because I think mine might be on my SSD or like and like you guys will always load in before me now, and I'm like, why? It's having M.2. What the fuck is going on? But it is what it is. The amount of times that I get to play Tarkov right now is crazy.
Oh yeah.
Like I played it, I binged it for a little bit, and then just life hit me like a train, and I've been able to get back on it. You know what I'm interested for, because like I'm gonna be asking everybody this question. I'm excited. I won't give any spoilers, but I already know for Formidable. I know what he started with. And he's only been streaming for a year, and he's partner. And he started from something really interesting, and people are gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Because to think that he went from nothing to a partner streamer in a year.
That's fantastic.
In a year, and he started with he didn't start with a PC.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like it was a good one. So
well, like if you think about it, do you remember Mikey Mike?
Mikey Mike. The name is familiar.
SoCal.
Oh yes.
Mikey Mike. He doesn't stream anymore, but he started on his Xbox. While we were playing with him, he was streaming on his Xbox. And then he bought a PC, and then I don't think he uses his PC anymore. I think the kids took over it.
Oh God. I mean, yeah, I'm expecting my child at some point in time to start fucking gaming. I'm waiting for it. All right, man. Like I said though, we're gonna get Mr. B back on because I think getting you to talk about like darker and darker when it comes out and shit.
Oh, bro, I think I have the most time out of anybody in that game right now.
Yeah.
I actually here, let me pull it up. I can pull it up right now.
Tell me how many hours you got.
Tell me how many hours I got. Let's get it. So Tarkov, I actually almost have 600 hours in
already.
Already.
Do you realize that it took me 2 years to gain 600 hours on Siege, and you've already fucking gotten that on Tarkov? You've been, dude. I'm like, oh, Mr. B's on. And I'll look over and I see the mob shot Discord, and I'm like, oh, he's live in the Discord.
Yeah. All right. So my dark and darker at this time, which is so the playtest stopped. The next one is, if anybody doesn't know, it's on February 6th.
Which this podcast will not be out by then. So
exactly. So
if you heard this now and you didn't get to play it, you fucked up and missed it.
Exactly. If you join the Discord will tell you.
Yeah, there'll probably be more because it's only coming out Q3.
Q4.
Oh, at the end of the year.
The end of the year. This year though.
Yeah, this year, but at the end of the year.
Yes.
So we only have to wait like 10 months, 10, 11 months as of the recording for this.
Hopefully. Hopefully
there's no issues like when they did the update and it fucked everything.
Yeah. So right now I'm sitting at 76. Let's round up because I'm at 9 hours, 0.9. So let's go 77 hours.
77 hours. And how long was the playtest this time?
The playtest was the 13th
through 26th, wasn't it? They
The
extended it.
26th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Tarkov also started the wipe around then, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
So
like, you instantly went from darker and darker straight into Tarkov.
straight to Tarkov. Yep. Because but I also worked at the same time. So that's my hours.
Listen, we don't talk about you and your work, okay?
Yeah, so my hours would have been a lot more if it wasn't for work.
Listen,
but
did you actually okay, but we have to ask, did you actually work or was it like work?
I did work. Like a couple days I worked like 8 hours.
Yeah.
But the other times were like 2 to 4. So of actual work. But I got it done.
I hate that you have such a good job like that.
My job is nice. I really, really enjoy it. I worked.
It does suck that you're not living at home. It's not. Yeah. It does suck that you have to move away from home to be able to do that. But
yeah. 14 hours is a little rough, but you know, it's nice. It's nice to be somewhere new.
Mama Bird always comes by the stream. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and then she complains about it. And then, you know,
does she like DM you afterwards? You're a piece of shit.
Sometimes. No, she'll just like call me sometimes and like, oh, I was sick the other day, and like I'm not even gonna lie, I become a little bitch when I get sick. Like I'm a little bitch.
Yes, sir.
I know it's hot here where I live, so it's winter now, but like it's still hot. So I usually just do like a throw over blanket, like the stuff you get with your like sheets.
Yeah.
I have that as a blanket because I'm a bigger guy. I run hot, but like I was so cold when I was sick, and my like Wisconsin blanket was in the closet, which is like 5 feet away from my bed, and my body hurt so bad that
no way
I couldn't get up and get it. It took me 3 hours to get out of my bed to go get it.
To convince your dumb ass to get out and get a thick ass blanket.
But like I would like fall asleep and wake up. And I fall asleep and wake up. And like obviously, you know, I live with my brother-in-law and sister, and like I'd wake up, I'm like, hello, is anybody home? I'm cold. Can you bring me a blanket?
Like as if he's stuck underneath a bus, like, hello, help me.
Help.
I'm stuck down here.
It's my moving here was rough and it sucked, but at the same time, I've opened up to like newer things. I started my new hobby, collecting Funko Pops. It's not super expensive.
Okay, it can be expensive.
It can be.
My hobby's kind of more expensive, but
yeah, like I went from Pokemon cards to Funko Pops.
Yeah, Pokemon cards are expensive.
Yeah,
especially here in Canada.
I actually looked at a couple of my cards and on my collector app, and one of them's worth 101 right now.
Nice.
So it's not too bad, but that's about it. I spent $400 and I have like on booster boxes
$300 and
I got $400 in profit still. So I hit
right quick before we do end last year. Do you want to know how much I spent on Pokemon cards last year?
Okay.
So last year would have been like I started buying Pokemon cards last year in like October-ish. About 3 months.
I would say $600.
Try $1,000 plus.
Oh God.
But I was also I was unemployed, had no bills whatsoever. I didn't have an expensive phone bill or nothing. I was paying $300 in rent, and we were pulling in $2,000.
Yeah.
So like every time I got money, it was like Pokemon cards, content, Pokemon cards, content.
Yeah.
And like now, I don't know where to put them all. I got 4 binders that are completely full, and I still need more binders. Like I have way too much. I don't know what to do with it.
You can start fucking selling.
I'm gonna start selling the bulk. I'm just too lazy to start selling the bulk. You know how you were, where you're like, help me! I need help.
Yeah. Well, I still got a bunch. I got maybe.
Is that a Premier Ball back there?
Yeah, that's I got a Premier Ball.
One of the like tins with the 3 or 4 Pokeballs in it, right?
Yeah. It's my fucking my Rick and Morty statue fell over, so it's laying in front of it. That's why you can't see it. But
Oh no! I saw the All Might behind your head.
Oh yeah,
the giant ass
big boy.
All Might.
Yeah.
I saw him peeking out a while ago. I was gonna say something, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah,
He's just keeping an eye on you.
I paid $60 for him, and he's worth about 100. So
he's worth about 100 out of box.
Well, the only way the only way to actually like show that one is to actually take it out of the box, because it doesn't come in like an actual Funko Pop box.
Oh, really?
It doesn't have the shield. Like if it was in the shield, it would be in the shield.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought that one particularly for me. This is mine. That I'm not.
Well, I mean, they're all for you.
Yeah, it's like, but like sometimes
like for I bought the the Ursula from Little Mermaid, and she's like, "So can I take it out of the box?" And I was like, should I let you? I was like,
so the thing is with Funko Pops is you can take them out. They don't depreciate in value if you take them out.
To a collector, they do if you damage the box,
because they're not sealed.
No, but if you damage the box, it does depreciate.
If you damage the box,
or like she does, she throws the box out.
Fucking son of a bitch. Fucking blasphemy, bro.
I knew you wouldn't like that one.
People would like, I wish you could burn people at the stake still. Like, that's not okay.
Oh my god. No. Oh shit.
No, but like most of mine, so I've taken some, none of my new ones. Yeah. This is before I became into like big collector. I took a few out. Nothing, like not a lot, but like all my One Piece ones that I got, I never took out. All the new ones I just bought, I never took out. I have one right now that doesn't have a box. I threw the box away and doesn't have anything, and that's my Reaper, which is sitting in my game case right now.
Yeah,
and that's the only one I got.
You want to know what's something funny? So I know a guy that's a collector other than you, and if I showed him your collection, he would giggle so fucking hard because your collection is probably 1/10 his.
Yeah.
You know what he does? He'll buy a new Funko. It's like, oh, this Funko retails at on the market 150. Managed to trade doubles he had, pays $10 for it, cash. Takes it home, on gloves, takes it to freezer, opens the box, takes it out, sets it on top of the box, puts it on the shelf. Yeah. Every single fucking Funko. He's got 1,000 plus of them, and every single one that he's had custom shelves built. He has in a bachelor apartment. Every wall is filled with Funkos and games and movie memorabilia, and it's fucking crazy. Because he used to work at the pawn shop that I used to work at, and he bought the Captain America shield, and then he bought the fucking Thanos' glove and Tony Stark's heart. And he has it all on display, and behind it is every single Funko that's related to the Avengers, open on displays, all fucking just there. And it's like, man, the pictures are crazy, but the amount of money he spent on that fucking his apartment is worth thousands.
My collection's worth about 2,700 right now.
That's not bad though for that. That's what, 2 shelves? Like
that's 109.
That's a really good value.
Yeah.
109 Funkos. And
most of the ones I have, I started off with my whole One Piece collection. I've only bought like 4 or 5. And then I've already had a couple like my big ticket item ones, which is my big All Might, not my massive All Might, my 10-inch All Might. I've had a couple. I already had Deku in the high school and stuff like that. Those are expensive ones, but like everything else, I bought.
Yeah.
So like my big ticket items, like my Comic-Con ones and stuff like that, I actually purchased myself.
You have had some gifted, but most of them have been purchased.
Most of the ones that I have that are very expensive, I bought myself because I don't want people buying it for me.
Yeah, they're expensive. I don't blame you.
So, like most of the time during Christmas, they're like, "Oh, what do you want?" I'm like, "Nothing." They're like, "Well, you can't not just have nothing." I'm like, "Everything I want is expensive." I'm sorry,
dude. The wife was like, "What do you want for Christmas this year?" And I was like, I don't know. Just buy me whatever." She's like, "Well, what do you want?" I was like, "Listen. If I tell you what I want,
You're gonna say no.
You're gonna say no because it's gaming related, streaming related, and everything that I want is fucking $300, $400, $500.
Yep.
I was like, how about you buy me Pokemon cards? I was like, fuck it. Bitch bought me $300 in Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
I was like, shit.
What did my mom get? I didn't really like. I'm like, you know what? I didn't even ask for Funkos because obviously I go out and get it.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, give me some beard stuff, some clothes, some shirts, give me some like nice anime tees, and I'll be happy. And then brother-in-law and sister got me some anime stuff, a couple books, that kind of stuff. But other than that, like, she's like, well, what? I was like telling her, I'm like, realistically, you didn't have to give me anything. She's like, well, I had to. I'm like, no,
they have to. You're their kid.
I know. I'm like, I don't like asking for what I want. She's like, well, what did you want? I'm like, I wanted a 3080 Ti, which was $800. She's like, well, you're not getting that. I'm like, exactly.
Yep. Yes,
so,
sir. Yeah, my mom was like, what do you need? And I was like, well, that's a good question. I was like, technically I don't have snow boots and I don't have fucking big thick jacket for winter. She bought me $300. She spent $300 on me for fucking a jacket and boots.
Yeah.
And I was like, you didn't have to, because I was looking on Amazon and I was like, I'm looking at $80 boots and like $50 jackets. And
yeah, like, but she got you nice.
She's like, but Amazon sells Columbia. And I'm like, mother, do you understand Columbia boots around here are $150 on Amazon? Do you understand the price on those fucking boots? It's like, yeah, but you'll wear them. And I'm like, I understand, but I'm also not going to want to wear them because they're $150 boots.
Like, okay, so my most expensive pair of boots I ever had was $400.
I buy Adidas, and even that's hard for me to buy.
And that was work boots.
Oh yeah, work boots. Fuck that shit. I had steel toe. You know what I did? So I bought steel toes for my old job, and then when I left the job, I left them there. I left them there because technically they paid for them. Like, I bought them from another store, and then I brought the receipt, and they gave me like $70 for them, and I paid $80. I was like, yeah, fuck it, I don't care. I'm not gonna wear them anymore. I don't need them.
Same with my like shoes. I got a new pair of shoes that were steel toes, and my work paid for them, but they got destroyed. So
yeah. Hey man, I really appreciate coming English. Jesus. I really appreciate you coming on this though, because I know like there's a lot of people that I've asked to come on and they're like, I don't know. You haven't really started it yet. And I was like, well, you got to give it time, right? So
of course, it's no problem. I always enjoy like coming on, like helping out. You just
enjoy sitting here and having a conversation. You don't.
Of course, I like talking about random things with people, and if they're interested in it, you know, like I'll talk about it.
I'm always interested in what you have to say.
Yeah, bull fucking shit. Don't fuck me.
Listen. 85% of the time. 85%.
Let's lower those numbers like 65. The other times, like, what the fuck's this guy talking about? He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you really do, and I just don't want to listen.
Exactly. Multiple times I'm like, you probably shouldn't go there. Nah, it's fine.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm okay. And then I get mad.
Yeah, I wouldn't peek that. No, I don't see him bang.
It's like, well, you didn't see him, but he saw you. That's all that matters.
Yep. But no, I really appreciate you having me on and let me able to talk about my games that I like to play. So
the one thing that I'll ask you, I mean, we've talked about it, but where do people go if they like Dark and Darker, and Escape from Dungeon.
Well, okay, so obviously if you want to see some good gameplay, you can always come watch me at X Mr. B X
X Mr. _ BX.
Yeah, on Twitch.
It'll be in the show notes, so you don't have
so if you want to play the game, you can get Dark and Darker from Steam, and then you have to get Tarkov from its own launcher, which is Battle State.
You can go to escapefromtarkov.com and it'll bring you.
It'll bring you, and you'll be able to download everything and do all your things. But hey, if you like it and you want to try it, you know what?
I say you go by Mr. B and you bug the shit out of him. That's what I say.
Yeah, if you need help, I'll help you. But you know what? If you get the game,
you know what? I'll let that part in if you help me get the toilet paper I need.
Yeah, of course. I got you for sure.
Fuck, that's just so hard to get. I've been searching for it and I can't find it.
Oh yeah.